Alright, we're live. And we are still in the tunnel. I do have to pick up a lot of these, because I have made a decision. We're not going to turn around. We're just going to fill up the ravine with blocks and keep pushing it. But that may require going into the lava. So, here's the plan. We have enough netherite between what we have on us right now and what we have in storage to fully upgrade our armor. Oop. So we'll combine that netherite with potions of fire resistance to actually go into the lava. And just use the blocks we've been getting to plug up the ravines so we can just press through. You know, when that sulfur update properly comes out, I'm gonna have to make a sulfur elevator for the nether. Hey, nice. I thought we had more ancient debris. Ah, yes, we do. So, We'll cook that up. And I should have brought the gold. I mean, I think we have enough gold. Yeah, it should split evenly. Now we're gonna have to cook some gold. But realistically, I'm gonna have to make a gold farm. Never let them get too comfortable. Hmm. Alright, we're gonna need a lot of diamonds to reproduce those. And I think we need netherrack, if I recall correctly. I probably should have saved some. Yeah, that's probably enough. It's probably more than enough. Okay. Note to self, bring more of that stuff. Ooh. I mostly got on stream. Make my netherite set so that I wouldn't just be mysteriously showing up with a netherite set. Okay, we still got plenty of templates. Plenty of diamonds. Pools are still diamond though. I am looking mighty tough. Alright. Fill that up with water. A little secret water source. Okay, so fire protection. Yeah, fire protection 1 should be more than enough, and we'll just give it the redstone so that it lasts longer. Alright, minutes of fire resistance. So the goal, what I'm going to do is simple. We're going to keep pushing forward in the tunnel. And I'm going to try to collect as much stone as possible. And then we'll just fill the lava in those particular areas with stone. We can keep tunneling through. And by stone, I mean basalt. Hmm. Okay. Why do I have a daylight sensor? Just randomly taking up a whole slot. These 4 sticks can go in there. Go in that. There we go, much better. Can't wait to make a frog light farm. Alright, let's see where we are. Ooh, we are getting close. So, we're gonna have to be more diligent about picking up the netherite. I mean, not the netherite, the basalt. I'm planning on using mostly basalt. Close are we really? Okay. So I had a bunch of chests here. Set up another little provisional storage. Ooh. Why we do it? Even if it is just with the one piece. Got some gold. We're using the opportunity to grab quartz. Okay. Very close. So 3 more, and then we'll get in there and plug the hole. Okay, we got a lot of blocks, but should grab more. Just go pure basalt. And we'll get some of it back. Oh, this might be a bit of a pain in the butt. Damn, that's bright. I'm not gonna do all of it in one go. Instead, what I'm thinking is that we just do bits by bits, and as we reclaim it, we keep building it further. But I need to make sure I have this spot here. I know where to come back to. Okay, what height am I at? 16. We're gonna need to go a bit higher than that. Oh yeah, we got plenty of basalt. This is our way out of here. I think, yeah, one more layer of 3 should do it. I'm not sure if I've got enough time with this one potion. And we tanked through it. I don't know if we want to. Chicken might just not be fast enough. So we're almost done. Oh, that was unnecessary. However, we have successfully extended this to the point where we should be able to safely keep going. Okay. Now we don't want to necessarily use up our blackstone. We can use up netherrack though. Ah. Well, those blocks are what we're gonna use to keep it going. How are we doing? Get rid of this guy before he becomes annoying. Okay. We are getting close to the boundary of where I dug, and then we're gonna have to just keep on filling that in. Now let's put the black stone away, and we'll get back out there. And keep Getting rid of some of that lava. I'll use another rack for the bottom. I don't feel that I have to, like, fill it in beyond... Oh, geez, this goes deep. Yeah, I don't have to go beyond that part there. Times in the lava. Ah, hello. I'm doing well. Thank you for stopping by. If you haven't already figured it out, I am just walking around in lava. You know, who doesn't like the extreme hot springs? I did take a fire protection potion, which is what's allowing me to resist this. Gives me 9 minutes of protection, but eventually it will run out. Fortunately, my armor is going to allow me to not just instantly die. But, you know, it has its risks. Now, a reasonable question would be, why am I even doing this? And, basically I made a tunneling machine. I didn't invent it. I looked up a video on how to make it. But we can't be tunneling through a ravine full of lava. So what I'm doing is that I am filling in the parts of the ravine where the machine is going to go through to get rid of that lava. Also, happy Friday. Now we are going to be able to reclaim some material when we tunnel through. So Minecraft Java Edition has bugs that are now considered to be features. Among them is the ability to duplicate TNT. And that is how our tunnel boring machine works. So here's the machine. Here's the tunnel we've made so far. But because we're going through this lava ravine, I am kinda fixing part of it so we can just tunnel right through it. Of course, I can't spend too much time explaining myself because I only have a limited amount of time with my potion. Yep, there we go. Take another potion. Well, before we take another potion, gotta grab more blocks. Taking my performance enhancing potion that allows me to survive lava. Not very natural. Oh, nice. Yeah, happy Father's Day to your dad. I hope you guys have an excellent time. I'm leaving this hole intentionally open so I know how to get back in there. The last thing you want is to be lost while swimming through lava, not being able to find your way back out. Oh, you're gonna... Unless it's in Danish, you will have to forward me that stream you did talking about Alice in Wonderland. I am curious. Of course, if it's in Danish, I might check it out, but I might not understand it. I know my limits. Hope you're excited for the Elden Ring. I'm pretty pumped to get started with that. The idea of figuring out how to turn Elden Ring into a cozy game is kind of entertaining. Okay, and this height is the height that I deem to be safe enough. Oh, well. My little escape path. So, obviously it's not my first time playing, and I'm not gonna pretend it is. Nice. I'm looking forward. So I'm not gonna pretend it's my first time playing Elden Ring. But the approach is to try to enjoy it, just using items that people don't use. Use summons here and there, just not too much. You know, try to have fun with it. Have a nice casual playthrough. I hope so. I hope it's fun. Because, you know, I might show you ways of doing things that you might not have thought of. I'm pretty sure that when I did my Dark Souls 2, like, possibly opened your eyes to ways of playing that you hadn't even considered. Alright. Begone, foul beast. By the way, I upgraded my armor. That's part of the reason why we're down here. So these blocks here are called Netherite. Or better yet, they're called ancient debris. You smelt ancient debris with gold and you get Netherite. And then, look at that. I got my armor's now no longer diamond, but like that purple tone, and it's even stronger. Chicken. And of course, the only way to find ancient debris is to just dig randomly in the nether. AKA the hell dimension. Now this machine is designed to duplicate TNT and throw it forward. And that's how we've been making the tunnel. And along the way, it'll sometimes uncover hidden ancient debris. We're trying to be thorough in picking up the blocks it drops, because those are the blocks we're using for the ravine. And the reason that the machine also uses ancient debris is because ancient debris is resistant to explosions. So this machine pushes the TNT, it lands on the ancient debris. See how we're doing. So yeah, this is the block we constructed. This is how our tunnel is going through. And basically by constructing and filling in that area, that's how we avoid lava. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to do this a few times, and it might not be practical. We might have to change directions. Maybe go this way once we make it to about here. And I'll have to disassemble the machine and reassemble it in a new direction. Okay. Filled up with blocks, that's good. I don't want to change directions because it would be kind of cool to just have a really long tunnel that we can then use for traveling safely. But I don't know if it's worth the trouble to try to actually fill in the lava ravine. I have to measure out the pros and cons of that. Alright. We still have a little bit to go before we have to worry about a new potion. I'm out of fire resistance potions, so I'm gonna have to go back topside to the overworld and brew up some more. Oh, look at that. We found some ancient debris. That's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. Ah, yeah. That's why I'm digging around, because sometimes you'll find more than one piece. Getting pretty close to our limit. Okay, how much further can we push it? Oh, not much further at all. One more. Just one more, and then we have to go back and get more potion. Yep. Fortunately, we don't have to cover up too much for this. I mean, this might be a little bit overbuilt. I just wanted to be sure that when I was going through, it wasn't gonna, like, be an issue. But we keep pushing a bit more, and then it looks like we have a straight shot that way. And that's when we'll rebuild to change directions. Oh, nice. Have a safe drive. Fortunately, we still do have lots of material. I'm gonna have to breed up the cows some more. Because, chicken is just not as good as cow. Though I could check with the farmers to see if they have, golden carrots for sale. So we're gonna have to make ourselves a little netherwart farm. Get out of here, seed. Since we're not using netherwort at an industrial scale and just using it for potions, a small farm will do for now. Okay, so the other thing we need is a pinch of redstone. Let's see, we're making the potion, turning it into fire, and extending its time. We've got enough ancient debris to make another item into netherite. Netherite. I'll hold off on this for now. Or maybe not. I need gold. So I'll grab the gold from the chests, because there's gold we can smelt, and then use that. Gotta make some money off of these guys. See if we can get some golden carrots. Alright, that'll keep us fed for when we run out of chicken. Gotta use up the chicken first, and then, boom. Golden carrots. I'm sure our teeth enamel can handle it just fine. There we got our new potions. We can press on. Alright, we're gonna need that. Just dump it in the general chest for now. Oh, this one's got a few spots. Back into the lava we go. Right, I should at least keep food on hand. Heal myself. There we go. Back into the lava. Accidentally tossed a block. Rip block. Damn. So much. Probably don't even have to go to the bottom. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have enough blocks. It's not so bad, but we are gonna have to get a refill. Oh, you know what? Perfect time for a refill. Oh, forced my hand there. Okay, that was probably overkill. Probably didn't need that many. We can, yeah, drop half. Use another potion. Push the machine forward a bit, and then we will turn it around. Oh, seem to have left a small little lava pocket in there. I'll get it when we dig through. Oh, maybe I should have got all those other blocks. God damn it. Keep doing that. Alright. Alright, how are we doing? Not quite there yet, just a bit more. Alright. Yep, we're in a good spot. Well, first things first, gotta decide where we want to start. And I think straight from here seems to be good. We gotta make a tunnel here that is 3 wide and 4 tall. Nice. I like finding a little bit of ancient debris, casually. Alright, that's probably enough. We can use this ancient debris to mark out where it's going to begin. Take some screenshots. Save the pictures. Beautiful. Safely dismantle the TNT. Recover our coral. Observer looks at the lamp, powers the piston. I'm gonna pull up the pictures I took. Slime goes on top of the coral. That goes there. TNT goes there. Okay. Now... there is a space between piston and that slime. And this is a push. That gets powered. Okay. There's a slime. And the observer looking at the slime. Then a push. Below the slime, there's a pull. And so we're gonna have our note block here. This guy looks at the note block. So, okay, yeah, and that does the thing. Oh, am I missing a slime? 1, 2, 3. I might be missing a slime. Okay, we got more. Okay. So it looks like we have the machine except for the TNT and the minecart. Now we gotta load the TNT. And very carefully put in the minecart. We're gonna need another piston. push that in. Okay, TNT's in position. Minecart is in position. Just a quick inspection, but it looks like the system is fully loaded and ready to go. So we're turning. Do a quick. Huh. Weird. We're trying to turn the tunnel bore to go this direction. Oh. No wonder. That part was wrong. Okay, so we're trying to get more netherite so we can upgrade the rest of our equipment. We're doing a pivot here because we don't want to deal with more lava swimming for this giant ass ravine. So we're changing the direction of the machine so it goes this way, and we're gonna have a long distance to go before we have to worry about ravines again. And we're back. It should be pretty smooth sailing. But our utility box is back in. Pick up our backpack. Yeah, we're gonna see how much more ancient debris we can get. But I'm not gonna stay too long just doing just streaming myself mining a tunnel. I can do some of that off stream because it's not the most exciting stuff. Especially now that we're no longer swimming in the lava. But, before I go, I can show you some of the other progress I've made with some of the other farms. So this is kind of addicting, but you know, it's not going to change too much. So let's head on out of here. Did I grab the gold? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah. See if I left any gold in the chests over here. Nope. Okay. Toss those in here. Hopefully I won't have to be using this furnace very much longer. So over here, we've got our resin farm that we were working on, you might recall. And the way it works is that I don't flood it until the night starts and all of the creaking monsters appear. Then I press this button, turns on the water, and it pushes all of them over here where I can hit them with a sword. And all of their resin collects down here in this chest. Obviously, we still have our honey farm. We've filled up with honeycomb, so now it's turning it into honeycomb blocks. We have loads of honey blocks, which is good. It's just a cactus farm, doing what it does, just the most low maintenance. The bottom of the slime farm, still doing its thing. And now, the latest, the kelp reactor. So down here, we are growing loads and loads of kelp. The machines every so often push it, and then we get this free-floating kelp that gets sent upwards on the machine and gets cooked. So this is cooking the kelp and turning it into dried kelp. We can actually take some of this and spread it over here. But all of that is turning into dried kelp blocks, which can be used as furnace fuel. So this is a renewable source of energy. And what this does is that this minecart just reloads these guys, but it always creates a fuel surplus. So eventually this is going to fill up, and I'm going to make a floor above this that's going to be full of furnaces, and that's how we will cook our stuff. But for now, I'm just letting the amount of dried kelp we have build up over time. So that might just involve me hanging out here, AFK, and just letting it go, because it's not the fastest, but as long as we end up with a really nice surplus, we should be good. And that minecart gets sent automatically when the kelp gets used up. Because these hoppers, they feed kelp blocks into the smoker. And what happens is that once this uses up a kelp block, it'll pull the kelp block here, and that'll send a signal for it to reload. So if I do that, see, this light turned on, minecart came over, light turned off, and there you go. It delivered a kelp block. Pull that again. Minecart delivers new, fresh kelp blocks. That's how my smart reloading system works. Unfortunately, we haven't made too much progress on the tower itself since last time. But if you recall, we went to the desert to get all that sandstone. And in order to use the sandstone, we're going to have to turn it into smooth sandstone, and that's going to require a lot of furnaces. Hence, doing a project for infinite fuel so that we can set up a lot of furnaces. It's a whole thing. And so we just have like this whole system of farms that is all stacked vertically. Eventually, we're going to put another farm on top of here for wool. Where we're going to get some sheep in, we're going to put some automatic shearers, and there's going to be no more sheep killing. Now they're going to live their happy little lives inside of a 1x1 block cell, eating grass and getting sheared. Very, very humane. Not industrial at all. And the way this circuit works, when the kelp fills up the crafter, the signal turns it automatically into a kelp block. And the other thing that's going to happen is eventually, when this fills up, it's going to stop the cookers. And when the cookers stop, all of the extra fresh kelp is going to be composted, and it's going to start getting recycled into bone meal, which is this game's version of fertilizer. I'm sure the bone meal is full of nitrites instead of calcium. Who's to say how this works? Minecraft is a weird game. But the system is working as intended. So I am hitting my 2-hour mark right now, so I'm actually gonna stop here, because that way I can get some exercise in during the day and do some other stuff. But as you know, tomorrow we'll be starting Elden Ring. It's gonna be a good time. So I hope you have a good one. I hope you and the family have a great Father's Day celebration over there, and that everybody loves the meal that you're preparing. So with that, thanks for stopping by. Be catching you on the next one.